Will Ash be the champion of Alola if he wins this? She was saying while crying, Ash is gone, gone forever. What should I do to bring him back? I. Ash instantly hugged Serena and said, do you know how much I loved you from the very beginning? I still love you a lot. It is just that I am not very good at conveying my feelings. Meanwhile, Lucario created a big aura sphere and Greninja created a big water shuriken. They both attacked Palkia with those. At the very beginning of the show, we can see that Ash is running with his Pikachu on his shoulder. After some time of running, they noticed an unnatural thing in the sky of Kanto. At first, he couldn't grasp what it was, so he stood there and was staring at the sky. As the time flew by, the vision became more clear. After that, he was amazed to see an ultra wormhole. So he asked Pikachu, hey Pikachu, isn't that an ultra wormhole? Pikachu replied with his name as usual. After that, we can see an Ultra Beast coming out of the Ultra Wormhole. The Ultra Beast landed in a crowded area. The people of that area was panicked and shocked to see a different kind of Pokemon which they didn't see in Kanto before. In the next scene, we can see Ash's arrival at the spot. He slowly walks toward the Ultra Beast and asks, hey, what happened? What are you doing here? It is not your place. Is this some kind of mistake? The Ultra Beast didn't respond and was preparing an attack. Noticing that, Ash quickly grabbed a Pokeball and tossed it in the air while saying, Charizard, come on out. In the next scene, we see Ash's Charizard. Now, Charizard used Steel Wing. Charizard used a Steel Wing on the Ultra Beast. In the next scene, the Ultra Beast used a fearsome move in Charizard's direction. Noticing that, Ash instantly tells Charizard, dodge it and use Fire Blast. Charizard does the attack and used Fire Blast at the Ultra Beast. Fire Blast hits the Ultra Beast, causing a massive damage. In the next scene, we can see that the Ultra Beast quickly returned to that Ultra Wormhole, and the Ultra Wormhole disappeared. Now, all the people who saw the battle started to cheer for Ash. Meanwhile, Ash was thinking, what was that? I have never seen an Ultra Wormhole appear in any region without Alola. After that, he realized something very important. And Ash says, we are gonna be late. Why didn't you remind me before, Pikachu? After that, Ash started running toward the airport. In the next scene, we get a flashback. It was a week ago. Ash was training with his Pokémon in Professor Oak's place when suddenly Professor Oak gave a letter to Ash. Professor Oak says, Ash, here, this is a letter for you from Alola. Ash in response said, from Alola? Professor Oak replied, yes, I don't know the details, so you have to check it yourself. After that, Ash slowly opened the letter and started to read it. The letter says, Dear Alola Champion, you have a challenger. The challenger's name is Sun. He is a 17 years old boy. He defeated all the Kohonas and won the Pokemon League. He defeated Professor Kukui. Now he challenged you for the title of Alola Champion. It's an official challenge. Therefore, you must respond to this letter. After reading the letter, Ash got excited and the flashback ends there. After that flashback, we still see Ash running. He remembered something and stopped running. Wait, where am I running? After finishing the sentence, Ash grabbed a Pokeball and threw it again while saying, come on out, Dragonite. Dragonite came out and hugged Ash. Wait, that's enough, Dragonite. While saying that, he gained some distance from Dragonite and he says, please, let me ride on your back. I wanna go to the airport as soon as possible. Dragonite nodded yes and let them ride his back. The scene cuts there and we see a plane landing in Alola region. In the next scene, we see Ash exiting by the airport gate. He became extremely happy to see Professor Kukui. He slowly walks toward Professor Kukui when suddenly Gladian appears from behind him. Gladian slightly punches into Ash's stomach and says, long time no see, how are you doing? Ash responds, I was doing very well. Heck yeah, I have also entered the Pokemon Championship. Gladian says, well that's not surprising. Ash responds, maybe so. And notice Lily behind Gladion. So Ash says, oh hey Lily, it was a long time, wasn't it? Lily responded with a sweet smile. Yes, it was, Ash. Then Ash asked both Gladion and Lily, so how was your journey? Did you find your father? After hearing the question, Gladion said nothing, while Lily sadly stated, no, we didn't. We have searched so many places but still couldn't find him. Ash responded with, oh, I see. Then with a bright smile Ash says, "Don't worry, you will find him soon enough." Lily smiled a little and said, "I hope so." After that, Professor Kukui stepped in and said, "That's enough talking. Let's talk about it later. First, let's go to our home." Everyone agreed with Professor Kukui. In the next scene, we can see Ash and everyone in front of a door. Ash opened the door. In the next second, Ash's Alolan Pokemon jumped on Ash and hugged him and Pikachu. Everyone was happy to see Ash and Pikachu again. Ash was laughing while he said, "Cut it out, everyone. I am happy to see you too." After that, Ash put some space between him and his Pokemon. After a few moments, a girl entered the room. While saying, "Where were you, Professor? I was looking for you." When she suddenly noticed Ash and said, "What are you doing here?" Ash replied with a sad tone, "It's none of your business," and left the room with Pikachu. Seeing that, Lily asked the girl, "Is there something wrong between you two, Serena?" Serena replied with a fake smile, "No, nothing's wrong." "Don't worry about it, Lily." Professor Kukui stepped in and said, "So, what do you want from me, Serena?" Serena replied, "It's Professor Barnett and Lady Lusamine who is looking for you. They told me to send you to them as soon as possible." Professor Kukui murmured, "Not this again," and said, "Okay, thanks for informing me. Now you can relax with Lily there." Kukui pointed at Lily and left the room. Gladian followed Professor Kukui and left the room too. After that, Lily asked Serena, "So, how is your visit going here?" Serena replied, "It's nice. Although I came here on Professor Kukui's request to perform here, it got delayed because of the Ultra Beast incident." Lily said, "Yes, sorry about that. I heard you have traveled with Ash in a journey." Serena replied with a bright smile, "Yes, I did. It is really the best journey I had." Lily smiled a little and said, "I wish I could travel with Ash someday." Serena laughed awkwardly on that. After that, Lily said, "Ash has a very important battle tomorrow. I hope everything goes well for him." Hearing that, Serena confusingly asked, "Important battle?" Lily replied, "Yes, it's a battle for the championship title of Alola." Serena asked again, "Will Ash be the champion of Alola if he wins this?" Lily laughed a little and said, "No, silly. Ash is the champion here. He is defending the title." After that, Serena said, "That's not surprising. I had faith in him. I knew he will achieve it someday. But I didn't know it until now. Maybe because he doesn't brag about it." Lily laughed and agreed with Serena. In the next scene, we can see Ash sitting beside a big tree. He was thinking, "Why is she here? Why does she talk so casually with me? I did so many awful things to her. Can somebody love someone like me to that extent?" Then he scratched his head and said, I don't know anything. What should I do from now on?" Pikachu got worried and said, "Pika?" Ash looked at Pikachu and said, "Don't worry about it, buddy. It's nothing." After that, Ash noticed an Ultra-warmhole again and saw another Ultra Beast coming out of it. The Ultra Beast came out, so Ash was about to grab a Pokeball when suddenly Ash noticed another Ultra-warmhole, and it was bigger than earlier. Solgaleo came out from the Ultra-warmhole and attacked the Ultra Beast. The Ultra Beast got massive damage from the attack and returned to the Ultra-warmhole. Seeing that, Ash told Pikachu, "Pikachu, look, it's Navi." Pikachu replied joyfully and jumped on Solgaleo's back. Ash said, "Hey Navi, how are you?" Solgaleo roared with a happy tone, "I have an important match tomorrow, so please come and watch me." Solgaleo nodded and the scene cuts there. In the next scene, we can see Ash in the schoolyard. He was standing there with Lily and Serena. After a few moments, Ash noticed the whole Alola gang coming. It was Kiawe, Sophocles, Lana and Mallow. Among them, Kiawe asked Ash, "When did you arrive?" Ash replied, "Just recently. By the way, where were you guys?" Mallow replied, "We were in a mission to catch some Ultra Beast." Ash asked again, "Is there something wrong? Wasn't it solved a year ago?" So Lana replied, "We can't actually say. Lady Lusamine, Professor Barnett and Professor Kukui have some details about the situation." Hearing that, Ash says, "I see. I have to ask them later on." After that, Sophocles says, "You have visited us after a long time, so let's visit the whole Alola while we can. We have Serena here. She would love to visit. Won't you, Serena?" Serena looks at Ash after hearing that. So Ash said, I don't have any problem unless you have some. Serena replied happily, I don't have any problem with anything. Let's visit together. Seeing Serena in joy, Ash thinks, how can you get so excited just to talk with someone like me? And then they went for sightseeing. And the scene cuts there. In the next scene, we can see Ash entering the battlefield. From his opposite direction, it was Sun who was entering the arena with a bright smile. Both of them stopped in a certain distance. Ash said to Sun, so you are Sun. You have done a very good job coming this far. But it ends here, because I, Ash, will win this battle. Everyone in the gallery got excited after hearing that. After that, Sun said, it's an honor to meet the champion of Alola, but I didn't expect someone as young as you. I thought you would be some old geezer. It's reassuring to have someone as a champion who is in same age as me. I hope we can be friends. After that, we can see Professor Kukui explaining the rules. Professor Kukui says, it will be a 3-on-3 battle. Whoever defeats all the Pokémon of their opponent will be the victor. Now, start the battle. Both Ash and Sun were about to throw their Pokeballs when suddenly an Ultra-warmhole appeared in the sky and Solgaleo came out of it. Solgaleo stands in front of Ash and stares at him. Ash looks into Solgaleo's eyes and says, so you want to battle? Solgaleo nodded. I see, okay then. Then Ash said to Sun, Solgaleo wants to battle you with me, so what do you think? Then Sun replied, to think the legendary Pokemon of Alola would avoid the champion. You have my utmost respect, Ash. It would be an honor to battle you too. But isn't it unfair? Ash said, don't worry, I will just use Solgaleo while you can use your 3 strongest Pokemon. Sun said, well that looks fair enough. I accept your offer. Then Professor Kukui said, the rules have been changed. The challenger Sun will use 3 Pokemon, while the champion Ash will just use Solgaleo. After hearing that, the crowd became more excited. Professor Kukui said, now let's start the battle. In the next scene, we see Sun's Pokemon. It was a Decidueye, and Ash's partner in this battle was Solgaleo. Sun makes the first move. Sun commands Decidueye, use Razor Leaf. Ash said, does it, Solgaleo? Decidueye used Razor Leaf, and Solgaleo does it easily. After that, Sun commands, use Razor Leaf again, but this time aim it at the ground. Ash was confused, so he decided to wait and see. Meanwhile, Decidueye used Razor Leaf on the ground, which created a dusty skin in front of Solgaleo. After that, Sun told Decidueye, use Sky Attack on the ground. Ash told Solgaleo, stay alert, Solgaleo. Decidueye used Sky Attack on the ground, and the impact of it created a dusty skin into the whole battlefield. After that, Decidueye used a move on his own, but that attack didn't hit Solgaleo, it hit the shadow of Solgaleo. Ash was surprised. He was thinking, that move was Spirit Shackle, right? He did so many things just to make sure Spirit Shackle hit Solgaleo. Then he says, you know your thing, don't you, Sun? After that, Sun says, it's time for a G move. Decidueye, let's use Sinister Arrow, and we can see them perform the ritual. Meanwhile, Ash said, does it? But Solgaleo couldn't move. Noticing that, Ash said, if you can't move, then use Flash Cannon on Decidueye. After that, we can see Solgaleo using Flash Cannon, but Decidueye swiftly touched that and attacked Solgaleo with Sinister Arrow. Solgaleo got some damage from that. After that, we can see Decidueye instantly moved closer to Solgaleo and used Spirit Shackle on its own from a very close range. As a result, Ash couldn't decide anything and the Spirit Shackle hit Solgaleo's shadow again. After that, Sun called his Decidueye back. Come back, Decidueye. You did a very good job, and tossed another Pokeball in the air. This time it was Lycanroc who came out from the Pokeball. After that, Sun said, now Lycanroc, let's use your G move. It's time for Continental Crush. After that, we can see them performing the ritual, and they attacked Solgaleo with Continental Crush, which dealt a lot of damage. After that, Sun said, if this goes on, then we will lose soon enough. My tactic seems plain, but it is very effective if you use your brain. I have never lost with this tactic. No one could ever counter it yet, and it seems like you are the same too. And here I thought champions a lot stronger. Everyone in the gallery was shocked to see the battle one-sided, because the champion was cornered without any real effort. Then Ash said to Sun, yes, champions are stronger. I assure you that, Sun, but I have to prove it myself, won't I? Fine then, I will defeat you within 4 moves from now on. If I can't, then you win, even if you don't knock out Solgaleo. After that, Sun said, that's a great offer. I will take it if you don't mind. Then he switches Lycanroc with Decidueye and said, Spirit Shackle. Spirit Shackle hits Solgaleo's shadow again, making him unable to move. After that, Sun said, how can you win if you can't even dodge it? Ash replied with a question. Sun, does sun have shadows? Sun replied, how can a sun have a shadow? It illuminates lights and creates shadows. Then Ash said with a smirk on his face, you know, Solgaleo is the sun here. When he finished the sentence, we could see light illuminating from Solgaleo, and his shadow disappeared. Spirit Shackle was useless without shadows. Then Ash said, Solgaleo, use Gen Headbutt. Solgaleo closed the gap between him and Decidueye with an incredible speed and attacked Decidueye. Decidueye couldn't withstand the attack and fainted. Everyone in the gallery got more excited to see the sudden turn of events. They started to cheer for Ash. Then Ash told Sun, my Solgaleo has a special ability. Whenever he gets massive damage or critical hit, his speed and power increases drastically. And do you know what happens when speed combines with power? That's game over for the opponent. Not to mention, Solgaleo is a legendary Pokemon. I must say, you are a worthy opponent. I have never seen anyone using 2 G moves in a match. I myself couldn't do it. I guess it takes a lot of efforts and training. After that, we can see Sun calling out for another Pokemon, and it was a Metagross. Ash immediately said, Solgaleo, use Sunsteel Strike. And we can see Solgaleo using Sunsteel Strike. Sunsteel Strike hits Metagross even before Sun could make a move, and Metagross couldn't withstand the impact and fainted. Now Sun is in a tough spot. Not only his tactic was destroyed, but also 2 of his strongest Pokemon got fainted with only just 2 moves. He called back Metagross and sent his Lycanroc. This time Sun makes the first move instantly. Sun said, Lycanroc, use counter whenever Solgaleo uses any kind of move. We just have to buy time. Ash said, that's a great strategy. But what do you think what will happen if that move is a G move of a legendary? Hearing that, Sun got worried. After that, Ash said, it's time for your G move, Solgaleo. Let's use Searing Sunrise Smash. Then we can see them performing the ritual. After that, Searing Sunrise Smash hits Lycanroc. Lycanroc used counter, but it wasn't very effective because Solgaleo's attack was too great. As a result, Lycanroc fainted at the spot. After that, Professor Kukui said, the battle is over, and the winner is champion Satoshi Ashkacham. As a result, Ash remains the champion. The whole stadium started to cheer for Ash, and in the next scene, we can see Sun talking with Ash. Sun said, you are so cool. Champions are stronger, aren't they? I was a fool to think that I could defeat a champion with just a tactic. I will train harder, and next time I will defeat you for sure. Ash responded with, I will be waiting for you. Do your best out there, but you won't be able to beat me. Sun said, we will see about that. And then they both started to laugh. In the next scene, you can see Ash slowly walking towards Serena. He was thinking while walking, I don't know how to talk with her after I have done so many awful things to her. Not to mention I tried to kill her. I heard everything from Chloe. I didn't want to cause any trouble for anyone, but it seems like I messed up everything. I know I wasn't insane, but that doesn't change the fact that I tried to kill Serena. I have to be more cautious around her. Serena noticed Ash and said, Hey Ash, that was an amazing battle. I couldn't take my eyes off it for a second. At first, the situation looked dire, and a thought came to me that you might lose, but I had faith in you. And boom, you changed the course of battle and secured victory. I am truly happy about that. After hearing that, Ash seemed a little happy, but didn't show it to Serena. Ash ignored her words willingly and said, Where is everyone? Weren't they watching me? Serena replied, They were watching you, but they left in the middle of the battle, saying that they have to catch some Ultra Beast roaming around Alola. After hearing that, Ash got worried and murmured, Ultra Beast, and Ultra Beast. It's everywhere. What's the meaning of this? It was in Kanto too. I haven't heard anything about it before. Noticing Ash like that, Serena said, What's wrong, Ash? Ash replied, It's nothing. Then Serena asked, What's with this Ultra Beast? Is it normal here? Ash replied, no, it's not. We have solved it last time, so they didn't have to appear here or anywhere. Then Sarina said, something must have happened. After that, Ash noticed Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko approached Ash and took his cap. Ash asked him, did you watch me? I was badass, wasn't I? Tapu Koko nodded for a yes. At that time, Sarina asked, who is that, Ash? Ash replied with a happy tone, don't you think you are being too casual with me, Sarina? Did you forget what happened? Sarina replied with a sad tone, I thought everything is alright now. Ash angrily replied, no it's not. Don't lump yourself with me. Sarina didn't say any words after that. Then Ash asked Tapu Koko, what's going on here? After that, Tapu Koko told Ash to follow him by gestures. Ash replied, you want us to follow you? Tapu Koko nodded for a yes. After that, Ash told Pikachu, let's go buddy. Pikachu jumped while saying Pika. Meanwhile, Sarina was standing there sadly. Noticing that, Ash said, you can come with me if you want. After that, Sarina seemed a little happy and followed them, and the scene cuts there. In the next scene, we can see Ash and Sarina following Tapu Koko in a forest. After some time, they almost reach the middle of the forest. After that, Ash and Sarina noticed Lusamin and Professor Barnett. There was a big device beside them for some reason. So Ash instantly went to them and asked, what are you doing here, Lady Lusamin and Professor Barnett? After that, Lusamin said, oh, it's Ash. It's good to see you well and healthy. We were just checking the movements of the Ultra-wormhole and Ultra Beast. Hearing that, Ash got shocked and asked, movements of the Ultra-wormhole? Professor Barnett replied, yes, it's moving unusually. The information we got states that the Ultra-wormhole appeared almost in 4 regions, and they are Kanto, Sinnoh, Hoenn and Johto regions, and it may appear in other regions soon enough. Then Lusamin said, to be honest, it's a shocking news. As far we know, Ultra-wormholes appear only in Alola region, but it seems like something went wrong and it's almost appearing in every region. Meanwhile, Sarina noticed a baby in Professor Barnett's lap. After that, Sarina said, what a cute baby, can I please hold him for a sec? Then Professor Barnett was about to give the baby to Sarina, but the baby started to cry. So Professor Barnett said, looks like he doesn't want that. After that, Ash came to Professor Barnett and gave his hand to the baby. The baby held the hand and was laughing. Ash asked Professor Barnett, what is his name? Professor Barnett replied, it's Lei. Then Ash said, Lei is a very cute boy and he will become a very strong trainer, won't you, Lei? Lei started to laugh. After that, they noticed an incoming video call from the device. It was Leon. Leon said, Lusamin, what's the meaning of this? Why is the Ultra Beast appearing here? And the problem doesn't end there. Many of our Galar Pokemons are disappearing one by one after that. Lusamin replied, it's true that Ultra Beasts are our responsibility, but we can't actually say what's happening. Hearing that, Leon said, I see, and asked, so what should we do with the Ultra Beast? Lusamin replied, you should damage them. If they went back after that, then it's okay, but if they don't, then just restrict them with something. We can produce that many Ultra Balls, but please don't kill them, Leon. After that, Leon said, it's alright, but solve it quickly. I heard it appeared in Innova and Kalos too. And with that, the video call ended. After that, Ash asked, what is that thing? Professor Barnett replied, it's called Ultra Detector, and I invented it. We can detect Ultra Wormholes and Ultra Beasts by it. We can also communicate with others. Hearing that, Sarina said, it seems like a very useful thing in this time of crisis. After that, Lusamin said, we are in a big crisis. Pokemon are disappearing from all the regions, and the champions are claiming that it's happening after the Ultra Wormhole incident. Hearing that, Ash said, it's really messed up, isn't it? Didn't you try to do something about the Ultra Beast incident? After that, Lusamin replied, we tried to send an investigation team, but we can't open the Ultra Wormhole gate without Solgaleo or Lunala's help. Lunala is nowhere to be found, and Solgaleo doesn't do anything we tell it to do. It seems like Solgaleo is working on its own. After that, Ash said, if that's the case, then I should go there and check it out myself, and I am sure Solgaleo will do as I say. Hearing that, Professor Barnett said, it will be a dangerous one. It's nothing like the last time. Then Ash said, I know, but I am the champion here, and that means I am the strongest one around, and it is my responsibility as a champion of Alola. After that, Lusamin said, I know you would say that. Wait here for a moment. Everyone will be here soon enough. Ash got confused and asked, Everyone? After that, Saina noticed the whole gang in the sky and said, I think Lusamin is talking about them. Ash looks at the sky and sees the gang. After that, they landed on the ground one by one. Then Ash said, that brings back memories. In the next scene, we can see that Lusamin gathered everyone and told them, we don't have any other choice but to go there and check it ourselves. We have to solve this mystery of this ultra-wormhole once and for all. And this will be your mission this time. It will be a dangerous one, no doubt. But I believe in you. You won't let us down. We have to do it as soon as possible because many of the Pokémons are disappearing one by one from almost all the regions. It's on your hands now. Save us from this dire situation. After that, Lily said while laughing, Mother, that was a professional speech. Everyone laughed at that and Lusamin seemed a little embarrassed on that. In the next scene, we can see Ash looking at the sky and screaming, Solgaleo, where are you? I need your help. After that, Solgaleo appeared from the Ultra-wormhole and came to Ash. Then Ash said, I heard you are acting on your own to solve this problem. Solgaleo nodded on that. After that, Ash said, you could use some help and I will help you with that. You are not alone in this. Hearing that, Solgaleo looked at everyone and they were nodding. Seeing that, Solgaleo wrote and Ash said while smiling, Solgaleo will help us. After that, Gladian said, if this is final, then we should get ready for the worst. Take your strongest Pokémon with you and the necessary things that are needed for the journey. Then Serena said, I will go with you guys. Hearing that, Ash strongly denied, no, you are not going anywhere. It's not your problem. Don't get mixed in it. Then Serena strongly opposed Ash. It is my problem. I will help my friend. I won't back away from this. After that, Ash angrily shouted, it's dangerous there, and what can you do? You are weak. Then Serena said, I'll prove you that I can handle myself. Don't just think that I am helpless without you. I have traveled through myself when you were in Alola, and I did a very good job without you. Just because you are way stronger doesn't mean you can look down on me, Ash. After that, Lily, Lana and Mallow said, why can't Serena come? We are going there too, aren't we? And Serena is stronger than us, so why? Ash couldn't oppose all of them and said, do whatever you want then, just don't get in my way. After that, Ash left the place with Pikachu and returned with a G-ring and a Dynamax band on his hand. Ash said, I am ready to go now. After that, Gladian asked, why are you wearing a Dynamax band here? It won't do anything. Ash replied, you will see, don't worry. After that, Ash looked at Serena and murmured, why are you looking so happy? We aren't going for any picnic. It will be a dangerous journey. After that, we can see everyone getting ready one by one. Then after some time, when everyone got ready, Ash was posing as Tapu was posing. And after that, we can see Ash using Solgaleo's G-move and opening a big Ultra wormhole. Then Ash rides on Solgaleo's back and gives a hand to Lily. Lily takes Ash's hand and hopped onto Solgaleo's back. Gladion helped Serena in the same way. Seeing that, Ash got a bit sad. So Lily asked, what happened, Ash? Ash replied, it's nothing. And at last, we could see them entering the Ultra wormhole and the SIM cards there. In the next scene, we can see that they came to the other side of the Ultra wormhole. Everyone gets down from Solgaleo's back one by one. After that, they stood in a circle. Among them, Ash spoke. We have come here 3 times till now, except for Serena, that is. First time, we were here to rescue Lily's mother. Second time, we chased Ultra Necrozma. In both times, we had a grasp of their location. But this time, it's different. We don't know what's the problem here, let alone any locations. So we have to search the whole area. It's a plus point that we have some knowledge about this place. But that doesn't change the fact that it's a vast area. And there is a problem. Ash points at a dark void. It looks almost like a black hole. Then Ash continues, we didn't see it before. What is that? Gladian replies, it looks like a black hole though. Kiawe asks, but is it really a black hole? Then Mallow said, let's check it out then. Everyone was shocked to hear Mallow's words. They asked, how can we do that? Among them, Lily said, we can't just go there and check it. If it really turns out to be a black hole, then it will pull us inside it. And we don't know what will happen after that. Hearing that, Mallow said, silly girl, why would we go near that? We can just use Pokemon moves on that. Then Sophocles said, I see. If our moves don't do anything and get swallowed by it, then we can guess that it is a black hole. After that, Mallow said, yes, I'm talking about that. And after that, Lana praised Mallow. Wow, Mallow, you are a genius. Then Saina stepped in and said, if that's the case, then let me handle it. After that, Saina tossed a Pokeball in the air and Braixen came out of it. Then Saina commands, now Braixen, use flamethrower on that thing. Saina points at the black hole. After that, we can see Braixen using flamethrower. Flamethrower hits the black hole and teleported to the other black hole. And that black hole was connected with an endless dark void. Seeing that, everyone got surprised. It was out of everyone's expectations. After that, Lily said that that's an endless void. If anything falls into it, then it will be falling for eternity. There is no end of it. Then Ash said, so this is a portal. It teleports everything to that endless void. But what about that portal? Points at a portal which is very far away from them. Hiawe ran toward that portal, but to that extent where he couldn't be pulled inside. He tossed his Pokeball and his Charizard came out of it. He commands Charizard. Charizard, use Fire Blast. Charizard uses Fire Blast into that portal and it got pulled inside and teleported to the portal which was connected with the endless void. After that, Ash said, so every portal here is connected with the endless void. Then Saina said, if that's the case, then there is no escape. If we fall into any portal there is. Everyone agreed with Saina and Gladion said, so we have to be cautious about it. Then Ash said, alright, we have learned enough about it. And as I was saying, it's a vast area. So we should split ourselves to smaller groups so that we can get some clues about the situation as soon as possible. But it is a dangerous place, so we can't split into many groups. Then Gladian said, we should just split into two groups. One group can search on that side, points at a certain direction, and again said, and rest of us can just search the other places. After that, Kyoe said, that's a good idea. That way we will be able to back each other up if something unusual happens. Then Ash said, if that's what you think will be good for us, then we will go with that plan. But how should we split up? After that, Gladian said, it's easy. I and my sister Lily will obviously be in the same group. That goes same for you, Ash. You and Sarina have to be in the same group because no one here knows Sarina better than you. So I say, you, me, Lily and Sarina should stay in the same group, while Hiawe, Sophocles, Lana and Mallow would be in the same group. Then Lana objected, it doesn't look balanced to me, at least not in terms of strength. After that, Ash said, don't worry, Solgaleo will be helping you. Will that satisfy you, Lana? Lana replied, it just looked fair to me. Then Ash told Solgaleo, you will help them, okay, Solgaleo? Solgaleo nodded. After that, they moved according to the plan, and the scene cuts there. In the next scene, we can see Ash, Serena, Lily and Gladian moving forward in a group. They were looking around for some clues while walking. They searched a lots of area and marked them all. After some time of walking, they encountered a lots of Pokemon. They weren't Ultra Beasts, they were the missing Pokemon of each region. Realizing that, Gladian asked Ash, hey Ash, I think they are the Pokemon that are disappearing from every region. Then Ash said, yes, I can see a lots of different Pokemon from different regions. After that, Lily said, they are moving forward to get us. Meanwhile, Saina took an immediate action. She called out for her Braixen. Braixen came out of her Pokeball. Seeing that, Ash was thinking, so she can take proper actions in the midst of a serious danger. After that, Lily and Gladian tossed a Pokeball each. Alolan and Volplex came out of Lily's Pokeball, and Lycanroc came out of Gladian's Pokeball. Then Ash told Pikachu, Pikachu used Quick Attack, combining with Thunderbolt. Pikachu immediately used Quick Attack on 4 Pokemon, and after that used Thunderbolt, making all of them faint at the same time. Then Ash said, so they are just in numbers, they are not strong as I thought they would be. Then Gladian said, what can you say, they are just some wild Pokemon, they weren't trained by anyone, so obviously they are weaker than ours. After that, Gladian commands, Lycanroc used Outrace, and we can see Lycanroc using Outrace. Outrace took out 6 Pokemon. Then Lycanroc got confused for some moments. Then Serena told Braixen, use Fire Blast. Braixen used Fire Blast and took out 2 Pokemon. After that, Gladian said, I and Ash will gather all these Pokemon to a place. Then Lily, use your G-move to take out all of them at once. We cannot waste time here. Hearing that, Lily said, okay, I will try to do that. After that, Gladian and Ash gathered every Pokemon in a place by using many methods. And both Gladian and Ash said, now do it, Lily. After that, we can see Lily performing the ritual with her Vulpix. Lily said, let's do it, Snowy. And then they attacked with their G-move. That move hits on all the Pokemon, making maximum of them faint. There were just two Pokemon left. One was a Blaziken and the other one was an Infernape. After that, Infernape used Dig, making his position unknown, and Blaziken used Flamethrower on Pikachu. As said, does it using Quick Attack and go near Blaziken. After that, use Iron Tail to knock him down. Then Pikachu used Quick Attack to dodge the Flamethrower and close the gap between them. He went in front of Blaziken and used Iron Tail on Blaziken, dealing a lot of damage. Then Ash said, "You are a tough one, aren't you?" After that, Ash said, "Pikachu, use Thunderbolt." Pikachu used Thunderbolt and it hit Blaziken. Blaziken couldn't withstand the attack and fainted. Then at the exact same time, Infernape came out of the ground and tried to hit Lycanroc. But Gladion noticed that and said, "Dodge it," and grabbed his hand. Then we can see that Lycanroc swiftly dodged Infernape's attack and grabbed his hand. After that, Gladion said, "Now toss him around," and Lycanroc tossed Infernape on the ground, making it to faint. Then Serena said, "Well, that was the last one, I guess. At least for this time, that is." After that, Lily said, "How many Pokemon were brought here and what caused it to happen?" Then Gladion said, "We are here to investigate that ourselves. Don't be a knucklehead, Lily." Everyone laughed on that a little. Then Ash said, "Let's get going now." Everyone agreed on that and started to move forward. Meanwhile, Lily praised Serena. "Wow, Serena, you were so quick to act on that situation." And embarrassingly said, "I was a bit scared at first." Hearing that, Serena said, "It's nothing at all." Time passed by and they almost searched the half of the area. But they didn't get any clue about anything, so they were not sure what should they do next. When suddenly they reached an area full of portals. There were lots of portals. Seeing that, Lily said, "It's full of portals. This place is dangerous." After that, Serena counted those portals and said, "I can see 10 portals here. They are not close to each other and not so far too. We have to be careful about those." Then Gladion said, "Something seems off here. I have a bad feeling about this." In that exact same time, an attack came out of nowhere and was about to hit Ash and Pikachu. But Serena noticed it and immediately pushed them from there and dodged the attack herself in the process. Everyone was shocked, especially Ash. Ash was thinking while looking at Serena, "I didn't even notice it." But you have not only noticed it but also took an immediate action and saved me and Pikachu. You have grown a lot, didn't you, Serena? Then Ash shockingly said, "Where did it come from?" And looked around but couldn't find anything. Then Gladion said, "It doesn't end here. Look around, Ash." After that, some ghost-type Pokemon appeared out of nowhere. Seeing that, everyone called out for their Pokemon. Meanwhile, Ash said to Pikachu, "You must be exhausted. Rest a bit and let him handle it." Shows a Pokeball to Pikachu. Pikachu nodded and said, "Pika." After that, Ash tossed his Pokeball and Gengar came out of it. Then Ash said, with a smirk on his face, "Let's fight them together, Gengar." In truth, Ash wanted to know Gengar a little better and also wanted to learn his capabilities. By learning those and creating a battle tactic, Ash wanted to form a bond with Gengar. But the plan backfired. Gengar sided with the ghost-type Pokemon. Seeing that, Ash said, "It seems like it. You still don't believe me, do you, Gengar?" Then Lily got worried and asked, "What happened, Ash?" Then Ash replied, "Nothing much. It's just Gengar is mad with me." After that, Gengar used Shadow Ball on Ash, but Pikachu immediately acted and used Iron Tail on the Shadow Ball and deflected it. Then the other ghost-type Pokemon like Ghastly, Mismagius, Dusknoir attacked the others with their moves, but all three of them countered every attack. Then Ash tossed a Pokeball in the air and his Dragonite came out of it. Then Ash said, "Dragonite, use Hurricane." After that, we can see Dragonite using Hurricane. Many ghost-type Pokemon that couldn't withstand the force of the Hurricane were blown away from that area. Then Ash smirked and said, "Dragonite used Draco Meteor." After that, Dragonite used Draco Meteor, which spread to a large area and hit a lot of Pokemon, making them all faint. After that, Gladion's Lycanroc used Outrage and knocked many Pokemon at once. Now Gengar was the only one opposing them, but Ash tried to call Gengar back, but Gengar attacked on Ash's hand. As a result, Ash's Pokeball was broken. Now Gengar was free to do whatever he wants. Meanwhile, Ash said, "Dang, the Pokeball is broken, now what?" After that, Serena said, "You can always catch it if you want." Then Ash said, "Nah, I made a mistake catching it. I wanted Gengar to be happy. I wanted him to have faith in me. But that was only my feelings. I should have prioritized Gengar's feelings too." Meanwhile, Gengar attacked again, and this time Ash willingly took the attack and fell to a certain distance from the impact. Saina and Lily screamed, Ash, while Gladion stood there with an angry look, and Pikachu looked a little concerned. After that, Ash stands up while struggling. Ash went near Gengar and said, From now on, you are free. It's a shame, but I just wanted to become your friend. Sorry for not realizing it sooner that you didn't want it. Ash just finished his sentence, and suddenly a Darkrai came out of nowhere. Seeing that, Lily asked, What is that? Gladion replied, It's a Darkrai. It might have also came through the Ultra-warmhole. What is going on here? After that, Darkrai used Shadow Ball on Gengar. Gengar didn't think that Darkrai would attack him. He thought that it would attack Ash and the others, so he wasn't prepared for the attack. But when Darkrai attacked, Gengar wanted to react faster, but couldn't, and got hit by the Shadow Ball. There was a portal near Gengar, so Gengar was about to fall into that portal. But Ash quickly reacted and pushed Gengar from there. And in that exact same time, a green light illuminated from Ash, and Ash disappeared. Only his cap was on the spot. Seeing that, Lily was speechless. Her eyes widened, and after a few seconds, she was in tears. She said while crying, Ash is gone. That portal pulled Ash in, and every portal is connected with that endless void. After saying that, she got into her knees. Gladion was also speechless and shocked. Meanwhile, Saina was fixed at the spot, and she was looking at the cap. After a few seconds, Saina was in tears. She was about to run toward the portal, but Dragonite stopped her by stepping in front of her. After that, Saina gets into her knees, and tears were dropping from her eyes to the ground. She was saying while crying, Ash is gone forever. What should I do to bring him back? All this time, Pikachu was observing everything cluelessly. It seems like his ult has gone missing. After that, Pikachu slowly approached to Ash's cap and gently grabbed it. After that, without anyone's notice, Pikachu discharged a very powerful electric shock throughout the area while screaming. It wasn't thunder, but it looked like it. Every ghost type Pokemon that were invisible got hit by the electric shock and fainted. Same goes for the Darkrai too. And then Pikachu started to cry while holding Ash's cap. Meanwhile, Gladion said, Don't get down yet. This is Ash we are talking about. I must say he is reckless, but I have faith in him. I believe he is alive somewhere. Besides, we don't even accurately know what does this portal do. So I think we should just continue investigating, and we will search for Ash while we are at it. After hearing Gladion's words, everyone seemed to calm down a little. Meanwhile, Saina stands up and wipes her tears while thinking, This is no time for tears. I have to stay strong. And then she looks at the portal and says, I just hope you are well, Ash. After that, Pikachu stopped crying. Saina slowly walked toward Pikachu and holds him in her arms. And then she said, You must be exhausted. Rest here, Pikachu. Let's just hope that Ash is still alive somewhere. Pikachu sadly nodded. Then Gladion thinks, It's not a lie that we don't know everything about the portal, but it can be more dangerous than we think it is. So for now, let's just hope that Ash is alright. After that, Gladion said, Let's move on then, and told Lily, Stop crying and stay with me. He turned around, but didn't see anyone at the spot, so he got shocked and panicked. Gladion asked, Where is Lily? Then Saina replied, I don't know, I didn't notice Lily. Then Saina looked around and said, I can see Gengar anywhere too. Hearing that, Gladion got more furious and cursed Gengar, that damn Gengar, and told Dragonite, Help me with this. I currently don't have any flying type Pokemon with me, but I have to search the nearby areas as soon as possible. If Gengar took Lily, then he can't possibly escape far away from here. So please help me, Dragonite. Dragonite agreed to help Gladion. After that, Gladion ride on Dragonite's back and said, Stay here until I return. Then immediately took off. While Kyoe and the others were surrounded by a lot of Pokemon, and Lana wanted to count them all, but couldn't, because they were keep coming one after another. After that, Sophocles said, We are doomed now. It was so easy to beat them while Solgili was here, but now it seems impossible. What will we do? Then Mallow said, Stop whining. Solgilio must have some good reasons to leave us behind. Besides, Solgilio went with Lunala, so it must be important. After that, Lana said, Guys, they are closing in. Then Kyoe said, We don't have any other choice but to use our trump cards. If we still don't use it, then we will be dead for sure. Lana, Mallow, and Sophocles agreed with Kyoe. After that, Kyoe said, Lana, you will take care of the west side. Mallow will take the east. North is yours, Sophocles. And of course, I will take the south side. Let's do it, guys. Let's show them who is the boss here. After that, Lana said, Let's do it, Primarina. And then we can see them performing the ritual. And after that, they used Oceanic Operator. It hits all the Pokemon nearby, making all of them faint. Meanwhile, Mallow was performing the ritual with her Pokemon to Serena. She said, Let's use Bloom Doom. After that, they used Bloom Doom and it hits all the Pokemon nearby and all of them fainted. In the next scene, Sophocles unleashed his Z move, Savage Spin Out, with his Vigavolt. It hit the Pokemon of the north side, causing all of them to faint. After that, Kiawe was performing the ritual as well. He used Inferno Overdrive with his Tornado, and it spread to a wider area, causing all the remaining Pokemon to faint. Then Kiawe said, "Those were the last ones. Great job guys, but we can't stay here. We should go back to the others, as we can't handle another group of Pokemon on our own. We might be powerful, but our Pokemon are limited as well as their strength. They can't fight all day. So what do you think?" Looks behind him, but they weren't there. Then Kiawe confusingly asked, "The heck? Where are you guys?" And in the next moment, a mysterious figure put a handkerchief on Kiawe's mouth and Kiawe lost his consciousness. Then that mysterious figure said, "Poor kids, you shouldn't have come here." After that, he opened a portal using a device and jumped into that. Couple of hours have passed and we can still see Serena at the exact same spot. She was waiting for Gladian and the others. She murmured, "What's taking him so long? Is he in danger or something?" As she finished her sentence, she noticed another group of Pokemon closing in almost from every area. So she immediately tossed every Pokemon she had. Braixen, Solvion and Pangoro came out of the Pokeballs. Among them, Braixen used Fire Blast on the Pokemon, and after getting hit by the attack, some of the Pokemon fainted on the spot, but maximum of them started to attack Serena, and many Pokemon were closing in. Serena was in the middle of the battle, and her Pokemon were trying their hardest to protect her. Pangoro handled the ones that were closing in. He used close combat on that moment, and Solvion was using Moonblast on the Pokemon that were far away. Meanwhile, Braixen was handling the mid-range. They were too focused on the front and sides. Meanwhile, many Pokemon were attacking Serena from behind, and they didn't notice. Therefore, the attacks were about to hit Serena, but at that exact same time, Gengar came out from Serena's shadow and deflected the attacks using Shadow Ball. Serena got shocked and said, Gengar, why did you help me? And besides, where did you come from?" Gengar didn't respond to Serena's words. After that, Gengar used Nightshade on those Pokemon that were attacking Serena, making them all faint. The battle was ongoing, and it was a furious on. Pangoro, Solvion and Braixen got too exhausted, but they were still fighting for Serena's sake. Now Serena understood how dangerous can a Pokemon ambush be. She felt fear beyond expectations. Then Serena was thinking, "So this is the world where we live in. It is so cruel." As she finished her thoughts, a Flygon attacked Serena from the above without anyone's notice. The situation was dire, and Pikachu recently used all his powers, so he couldn't do anything. As a result, the attack was about to hit both of them, but a flamethrower came out of nowhere and altered Flygon's attack. As a result, an explosion occurred at the sky. After that, a Pokemon used Air Slash on Flygon, causing it to faint. After that, Serena looked at the sky and saw a Charizard. So she was thinking, a Charizard? Is it on our side? In the next moment, a green light illuminated in front of Serena. The green light was slowly fading, and Ash's figure was being visible to Serena. Seeing that, Serena seemed a little happy, and tears were dropping from her eyes. It wasn't the tears of sadness, it was the tears of happiness. Serena wanted to walk towards Ash, but before she could even do that, Pikachu jumped on Ash's shoulder from Serena's lap. And then Pikachu rubbed his cheek with Ash's cheek. After that, Ash said, "You must have been worried. Sorry for that." And then Pikachu was in tears and used Thunderbolt on Ash. It was a poor Thunderbolt, as Pikachu already used up his strength earlier, and Pikachu still didn't replenish all of his strength. After that, Ash said, "It's my punishment, huh? I shouldn't have returned them." After that, Ash and Pikachu started to laugh. Meanwhile, Ash looked at Serena. She had a kind smile on her face, and she was looking at the both of them with a satisfied look. Noticing that, Ash said, "Didn't I forbid you to come here? I knew it was a dangerous place. This situation is not for the likes of you." Serena looked down with a sad face and didn't object in any words. After that, Ash said, "But you did a great job holding out for this long. Most of the performers would have been killed in the first round. You are really strong, Serena." Serena lifted her head. She couldn't control her emotion despite trying. Then Serena thanked Ash while crying. "Thank you, Ash. It means a lot to me." Serena always wanted to be acknowledged by Ash. She wanted to stay by his side. Now Serena got acknowledged by Ash, so those tears were the proof of it. After that, Ash said Charizard, show them what can you do. Use Fire Blast. And then Charizard used Fire Blast. Fire Blast expanded and hit a lot of Pokemon. They couldn't withstand the attack and fainted. Meanwhile, Braixen, Sylveon, Pangoro, and Gengar was still battling other Pokemons. Ash noticed Gengar helping them but didn't say any words at that moment. After some time, all the Pokemons were nearly wiped out. Charizard single-handedly handled them. There were lots of Pokemon despite Serena's fight with them, but now there were just a few Pokemon. Other Pokemon were fainted at the spot, and then Ash said, "Let's finish them all at once." Charizard used Blast Burn. Then we can see Charizard using Blast Burn. Blast Burn hits every Pokemon of the area, causing all of them to faint. Noticing Charizard's power, Serena was thinking while looking at Ash, "You have become a lot stronger than before, and to catch up to you, I have to become the Kalos Queen as soon as possible." Meanwhile, some ghost-type Pokemon were invisible, but Ash thought that the battle was over, so he let his guard down. And at that exact same time, those Pokemon attacked Ash with their moves. Serena noticed that and immediately pushed Ash from the spot. Now she was in Ash's spot. She tried to dodge the attacks, but her reaction was slow, so she was about to get hit by the attack. But Gengar used Psychic on Serena and lifted her in the nick of time. After that, Gengar used Nightshade on those Pokemon, causing all of them to faint. Gengar brought Serena down, and then Ash came to Serena and grabbed her collar. He angrily shouted, "What are you, a suicidal maniac? Why don't you hesitate to risk your life for my sake? Do you know what would happen if those attacks hit you? You are frail. You are not a Pokemon that you could take all those attacks directly. You would probably die. But even if you survived, there wasn't any Pokemon Center or hospital near to treat you." After that, Ash said with a soft tone, "Didn't I hurt you mentally? Didn't I hurt you physically? I did. I almost hurt you every way I could. I even tried to kill you. Don't you remember that? Can't you see how horrible I am? So why do this for me?" After that, Serena confessed with a kind smile, "Because I love you, Ash." And then Ash responded, "Love, love, love. Is that the only thing in your head? Why do you love me? Because I am powerful? Because I am kind to you? Or because I am cheerful? Let me tell you this, Serena. I am not powerful. I am not kind. And I am also not cheerful. All those were just an act. If you find out my personality, you will regret it later on. And let me ask you, how do you define love?" After that, Serena said, "I don't know the definition of love, nor do I care. Love is a habit term to me, but I do know this, that I love only you. No, that would be a wrong way to say. I should say that I love every one of you. I accept you how you are." After that, a tear dropped from Ash's eyes. He released Serena's collar and held her hands. Ash said while crying, "Do you know, Serena, I am just too weak. I can't even beat my own self. I distanced myself from you guys. I thought that at least you guys would be safe, so I hurt you a lot in the process. But little do I knew that I would be the one who will try to kill you. I can't even imagine what would happen if Paul and Alan weren't there to stop me. Do you know, the thought of even hurting you haunts me down. I can't bear it. I have been struggling since I was a little kid." And then, with a lots of determination, Serena said, "Let me join you, Ash. Let me struggle with you. If you are weak inside, then let me be your strength. No, I will become your strength. And that's a promise that I won't ever break, even if I die." Ash instantly hugged Serena and said, "Do you know how much I loved you from the very beginning? I still love you a lot. It is just that I am not very good at conveying my feelings." And then Serena said, "I know. In fact, I realized it a lot sooner." After that, Ash tightly grabbed Serena and said, "I am just scared. What if I hurt you again?" And then Serena said, "You won't. I promised you that I will become your strength, didn't I? So I won't let you harm anyone." After that, Ash released Serena and looked around. Braixen, Pangoro, Sylveon, Gengar, Charizard, and Pikachu were weirdly looking at them. Seeing that, both Ash and Serena blushed a lot. After that, Ash said while blushing, "What are you looking at? Come back." Ash called back Charizard and told Pikachu, "Do you have a death wish?" And then Pikachu started to laugh, and Ash was blushing a lot. Meanwhile, Serena called her Pokemons back. After that, Ash walked toward Gengar and said, "Sorry, I didn't realize that you didn't want to be captured. I didn't even know your past, but I bragged a lot about it and acted according to my own will. But now you are free. You can do whatever you want from now on." Then he looked at Serena and said, "Anyways, we have to get going now, Serena." about to leave Gengar's side, but Gengar threw a Pokeball to Ash. After that, Ash said, "You want me to catch you again?" Gengar nodded on that. Then Ash said, "Are you sure?" Gengar also nodded on that too. And then Ash happily said, "Okay then," and threw a Pokeball on Gengar, and Gengar got captured again. After that, Saina asked, Where are you all this time, Ash?" Ash replied to the smirk, "You will find out soon." And then he tossed a Pokeball in the air, and Charizard came out of it. After that, Ash told Serena, "Just stay by my side." Ash hopped onto Charizard's back and offered his hand to Serena. Serena took Ash's hand and hopped onto Charizard's back while saying, "We lost Lily, and Gladian went to look for her. He told me to wait here, but didn't return yet." After that, Ash said, "You don't have to worry about that. Just come with me. And yeah, let me tell you this. I got a bit jealous when Gladion held your hands." Serena laughed a little and teasingly said, "If you were there to help me instead of Lily, then I wouldn't do that." After that, Charizard took off from that place, and the scene cuts there. In the next scene, we can see them standing in front of the endless void. Serena got curious and asked, "Why did we return?" Then Ash replied, "We are going to jump there." Serena got confused and asked, "It's no time for jokes." After that, Ash made a serious face and said, "Who is joking? I am dead serious about it." Then Serena said, "But it's the endless void. If we jump there, then we won't be able to return again." After that, Ash said, "Just believe in me," and offers his hand to Serena. Serena grabbed Ash's hand and said, "I believe in you, Ash." And then they both jumped into the endless void. They were falling, and suddenly a white light appeared, so they closed their eyes. In the next scene, we can see Ash and Serena in an unknown place. Serena opened her eyes and saw Ash standing beside her. After that, Ash said, "So you are awake." Ash pointed at a certain direction while saying, "Look at that spot." Serena looked at the spot and got bewildered by the scenario. She hadn't seen a place like this in her entire life. So Serena said, "What is this place? It is so beautiful. To think this kind of place exists in this world." They were inside a beautiful garden, and in front of them was a big and beautiful city. Noticing those, Serena was acting like a child in happiness. Seeing Serena react like that, Ash said, "Don't just make a comment yet. You didn't even see its true form." Then Serena asked, "Its true form?" Ash replied, "Yes. Now let's move on. We are going there." After that, Serena said, "Wait, Ash. First explain everything. Didn't we jump into the endless void? So how did we end up in this amazing place? Weren't we supposed to be dead or something like that? Or is it not really an endless void?" Then Ash said, "Geez, so many questions. Fine, let me explain. It was an endless void, and there was a time-space portal inside that endless void. It activates when someone intentionally jumps into that, if they know this mystery of the time-space portal. But if someone gets pulled by those portals outside and falls into the endless void, then this time-space portal won't activate, meaning that this void will remain endless. It's a tricky situation, but lucky me, I knew it." And then Serena said, "So you are trying to say that we jumped here intentionally. That's why the time-space portal activated, and we were transported here in this place." Ash responded with, "Exactly, you catch on fast, Serena." After that, Serena said, "But Ash, I have a question. How did you know about this time-space portal?" Ash replied with, "Don't worry about that. You will find out very soon." After that, Serena said, "If we find out this secret, then shouldn't we inform the others? Shall I call them?" Ash said, "It's no use. Your phone call won't reach them. And besides, they are not there. They are inside that city." Serena got shocked and asked, "But how? Did they find out about the time-space portal?" Ash said, "No, they didn't. It's impossible to know." Then Serena furiously asked, "But how did you know?" And said, "Nah, never mind. You will just tell me. You will find out soon enough." Ash laughed at that and said, "Yes, you are correct." After that, Ash made a serious face and went a little closer to Serena. Then Ash said, "You know, I really enjoy my time with you." Serena blushed a little and said, "What are you saying all of a sudden?" Ash smiled and said, "Let's move on then." Serena got her resolve back and said, "Okay, let's go." After that, Ash called out his Charizard again and ride his back. All this time, Pikachu was playing around the garden. So Ash called Pikachu, and Pikachu hopped onto Ash's shoulder. After that, they took off. Time passed by, and they almost reached the city border. So Serena said, "Hey Ash, isn't this the enemy base? So wouldn't it be wise to just sneak in After that, Ash said, "You have got a valid point, but just watch this." After that, Ash told Charizard, "Now, Charizard, move forward. Let's cross this border." Then Charizard crossed the border, and the whole city changed its shape. It changed completely. Now it almost looked like a Demon Lord's base camp. The beautiful scene changed into a dark and gloomy scenario. The sky became cloudy and there was a spooky vibe all around the area. Charizard was moving forward. Serena and Ash was on Charizard's back. After that, Serena said, "You look so calm, Ash. I am terrified right now," and asked, "How did this wonderful place become so scary and dangerous?" Then Ash replied, "Didn't I tell you not to make a comment so soon? This place changes its shape if it senses any dangers from the outsiders." Ash just finished his sentence, and then suddenly a group of Pidgeots started to attack them. Ash told Charizard, "Dodge them and use Air Slash." Charizard dodged all of them and used Air Slash. Air Slash hits maximum of the Pidgeots and caused them to faint. After that, Ash said, "Now use Fire Blast on the remaining ones." Charizard uses Fire Blast on the remaining Pidgeots, making all of them faint. After that, Ash noticed Dragonite in the sky and said, "So you have arrived, Dragonite?" Meanwhile, Serena was confused, so she asked, "Why is Dragonite here?" Ash didn't respond to Serena's words and told Charizard, "Use Fire Blast." Charizard uses Fire Blast on Dragonite, but Dragonite countered that with Hurricane. After that, Dragonite closed the gap between him and Charizard. Dragonite started to use Dragon Claw. Meanwhile, Ash told Charizard to counter that with Dragon Claw too. They were fighting each other with Dragon Claw, but Charizard was in a disadvantage because of Ash and Serena, so he was getting beat up. And then Ash said, "Grab him, Charizard." Charizard struggled a lot, but in the end he was able to grab Dragonite. And the Dragonite was trying to escape, but before he could do that, Ash threw a medicine pill on Dragonite's mouth. After that, Dragonite calmed down a little and was confused. Meanwhile, Ash said, "Charizard, release him." After that, Charizard released Dragonite. And then Ash said, "So is everything alright, Dragonite?" Dragonite became extremely happy to see Ash alive and well, so he instantly took Ash from Charizard's back and hugged him and Pikachu. And then Ash said, "I know you are happy, but we have an important job to do, so let's move forward." After that, Dragonite put Ash on his back, while Serena was on Charizard's back. Then they started to move forward. Meanwhile, Serena was in thought. She was thinking, what happened to Gladion if Dragonite is here? And what about Lily? She was thinking about a lot of stuff, but didn't bother Ash. It seemed like Ash knew everything. After some time, they reached the middle of the city. They just landed on the ground, and some familiar Pokémon approached them. They looked deadly. They were Gladion's Lycanroc and Umbreon, Lily's Vulpix, Malo's Crisarina, and Lana's Primarina. After that, Ash said, "I expected you here," and tossed two Pokeballs in the air. Greninja and Lucario came out of the Pokeball. And then Ash said, "I know you have fought a massive battle, and you are almost out of your stamina, but I believe that you can still take care of them." After that, Greninja and Lucario nodded, and then Ash gave them some medicines and said, "Take this and feed them. They will return to their normal self." After that, Greninja instantly reached Lycanroc and created a water vortex around Lycanroc and fed him the medicine. After that, Lucario fought Umbreon and Primarina. He has successfully fed them the medicine. Time passed by and they successfully recovered everyone. After that, Ash told Greninja and Lucario, "I assume you already know where Lily and the others are kept, so take all of them with you and rescue them as soon as possible." And then Ash looked at Serena. Then Ash asked Serena, "Do you want to go with them in order to rescue Lily and the others?" Serena replied, "I don't know," and asked, "What about you?" Ash replied, "I have some business in there." Ash pointed at a big castle and again said, "If you want, then you can come with me too. It will be a dangerous place, but I think I can protect you." And then Serena smiled and said, "Okay, I will take your offer." After that, they split into two groups. Greninja, Lucario, and all other Pokémon of Ash's Alolan friends were in a group. On the other hand, Ash, Serena, and their remaining Pokémon were in a group. After splitting into two teams, Greninja and Lucario went to rescue Lily and the others, while Ash and Serena were heading towards the castle. In the next scene, we can see Ash and Serena entering a weird room of the castle. They entered the room and the door closed automatically. After that, Ash shouted, "There is no benefit in hiding. I know exactly where you are, so you can come out now, Cyrus." After that, Cyrus appeared from a hidden room. Meanwhile, Serena asked, "Who is he, Ash?" Ash replied, "It's a long story. I will tell you later." Then Siren said while laughing, "Later? Do you really think you can escape me?" I don't know how did you come here and how did you know about the time space portal. To be honest, I have a lots of questions, but I don't care because you will be dead soon enough. Why do I need to care about a dead person? After that, Ash said, I will say it again. I am going to defeat you here and I will return to Alola safe and healthy. Then Cyrus said, you must be kidding, right? This is my domain. Everything here moves according to my will. After that, Ash said, at this moment, in this domain, I am the strongest. So defeating you is a child's play. Hearing that, Cyrus started to laugh and said, I must say you have got. Let me know your name. I shall remember it. Then Cyrus said, Satoshi, Ashikachamu said, I think I have heard this name somewhere. Yes, I remember. You are that brat who destroyed my plans 4 years ago. You and your friends with those leg guardians. You have grown a lot, haven't you? I have an offer for you. Join me and I will spare your life. You and that girl too. After that, Ash said, that's a great offer, but sorry, I have to decline it. Then Cyrus said, I see, and made a serious face. Then said again, you just have to die then. When he finished his sentence, the whole building turned into a massive battlefield. Ash, Pikachu and Serena were sent in the opposite direction from Cyrus. Then Ash immediately tossed some Pokeballs in the air. Charizard, Dragonite and Gengar came out of the Pokeballs. And then Cyrus shouted, Summon here right now! After that, Dialga came out of a time-space portal. In the next moment, Palkia appeared from another time-space portal. Seeing two legendary Pokémon, Serena was about to call out for her injured Pokémon. But Ash stopped her. Let me handle this. It's between me and him. You have to just stay by my side. That will help me a lot. Serena smiled and said, Alright then. After that, Cyrus said while laughing, Now tell me who is the strongest here. Then Ash said, Do I have to repeat myself? If so, then listen carefully. At this moment, in this domain, I am the strongest. Hearing that, Cyrus got angry and said, You must live in delusions, and commanded, Dialga, Palkia, destroy them all. Then Ash said, Charizard and Dragonite distract Palkia for some time, and Gengar used Shadow Ball on Dialga. After that, Charizard and Dragonite started to fight Palkia. Meanwhile, Gengar used Shadow Ball on Dialga, but Dialga does that easily and used Hyper Beam. After that, Ash said, Gengar used Magical Shine. Then we can see Gengar using Magical Shine while taking Dialga's Hyper Beam. After that, Gengar felt a little drowsy. Noticing that, Ash thinks, Dialga's Hyper Beam is no joke. Damn, it was powerful. And then Ash said, Now return Gengar. After that, Gengar returned to his Pokeball. And after that, Ash said, This battle is far from over. In that exact same time, Ash's hand started to glow and his Pokeball started to grow bigger, and then Ash tossed it in the air. After that, Gigantomach Gengar came out of the Pokeball. Seeing that, Cyrus asked, How did you do that? And then said, As far as I know, Dynamax or Gigantamax can be performed only in Galar. Then Ash said, It worked. Science is really amazing, isn't it? One of my friends modified this Dynamax band. Ash thinks about Clement at that moment and said, Now I can perform it almost everywhere. Meanwhile, Palkia used Dragon Breath on Charizard, but Dragonite used Hyper Beam and altered it, creating a big smoke screen in front of Palkia. Then Charizard instantly used Fire Blast and it was about to hit Palkia, but Palkia used Protect and blocked it. Meanwhile, Cyrus got anxious and said, Do it now! And a Shadow Ball appeared out of nowhere and hit Dragonite. Dragonite got some damage from that. Seeing that, Ash murmured, What was that? After that, Cyrus said, Don't get distracted yet. And at that exact same time, Dialga used Extreme Speed and closed the gap between him and Gigantamax Gengar. After that, Dialga used Iron Head on Gengar. After getting hit by Iron Head, Gengar was about to lose his balance, but he strongly stood there. Seeing that, Ash thinks, Damn, I have to be focused on my own battle. After that, Ash shouted, Dragonite, Charizard, there is another Pokemon present here with Dialga and Palkia. He will strike you guys time to time, so stay focused and stall some time. Meanwhile, I will deal with Dialga here. I know you can do it. After hearing that, Dragonite and Charizard became more cautious. Meanwhile, Ash said, Gengar used Di-Acid. Then Gengar used Di-Acid. Noticing that, Dialga gained some distance from Gengar by using Extreme Speed, but it wasn't far enough. So Dialga get hit by the Di-Acid and Dialga took a lot of damage from that. After that, Dialga used his signature move Roar of Time. In that exact same time, Ash said, Gengar used Di-Fairy. And then Gengar used Di-Fairy. It hits Dialga and Dialga dealt a lot of damage. But Roar of Time couldn't hit Gengar because in that moment Gengar reverted back to normal. and Ash's dynamic band exploded. After that, Sarina said, and that is the outcome of Clement's invention. Then Ash said, well, it benefited though. Gengar was saved by it. Science is really amazing. Anyways, Gengar used Shadow Ball. Gengar was about to use Shadow Ball, but before he could do that, Dialga used extreme speed to close the gap between them and instantly used Iron Head on Gengar. This time, Gengar couldn't withstand the attack and fainted. After that, Ash called Gengar back and said while looking at Gengar's Pokeball, "You did a great job. Now let us handle them." And then Pikachu was about to join the battle, but Ash stopped him and said, "It's not your time yet. Preserve your energy." And then he thinks, "It's almost time for your arrival." After that, a green light illuminated on the middle of the battlefield. The green light was slowly fading, and Ash's figure was being visible to everyone, and there was a Celebi above Ash's head. Seeing another Ash, Sarina and Cyrus got extremely shocked. Sarina looked at the Ash in front of her, and then looked at the Ash on the middle of the battlefield. Meanwhile, Cyrus said, "I was wondering where have you hidden yourself, Celebi? But it looks like you went to the past or to the future. But you have appeared in front of me, so you are mine now." After saying that, Cyrus used some gesture by his hand, and an imaginary cage captured Celebi from Ash's head. Ash looked a little confused. He was thinking, "I thought I fell into the portal. I should have been into the endless void. But where am I? And I felt something above my head." Then he looked straight and saw another Ash and got confused. After that, the present Ash said, "Welcome to the future, Ash number 2. Then past Ash asked, "What do you mean, Ash number 2? Then present Ash said, "You are about to fall into the portal, but Celebi rescued you from there and brought you here in the future. That's why I am calling you Ash number 2, because you don't belong here." In that moment, Palkia used Aura Sphere on Charizard, but Charizard dodged that. As a result, the Aura Sphere was about to hit Ash number 2, but the Dragonite instantly grabbed Ash and flew away from there. After that, Dragonite put Ash number 2 beside Ash and joined the battle afterwards. Ash number 2 noticed Sarina and looked down. Sarina laughed a lot after seeing Ash's behavior. That's why Ash number 2 got confused. Meanwhile, Ash told Ash number 2, "We will explain everything later. First, assist me in this battle." Ash number 2 agreed and tossed 2 Pokeballs in the air. Greninja and Lucario came out of the Pokeballs. After that, Lucario instantly used Aura Sphere in the thin air, but it hits an invisible Pokemon. That invisible Pokemon was Darkrai. He got visible after getting hit by the Aura Sphere. Then in the next moment, Greninja instantly reached Darkrai and used Cut on him. Darkrai couldn't withstand the attack and fainted. After that, Sarina said, "So it was a Darkrai, huh?" Sarina looked at Cyrus. Cyrus was calm despite losing one of his Pokemon. So Sarina thinks, he must be plotting something. Meanwhile, Ash said, "Dragonite and Charizard assist me. Let them handle Palkia." After that, Charizard and Dragonite came to Ash's side. After that, Dialga used Draco Meteor, and then Ash said, "Dragonite countered those with Draco Meteor." After that, Dragonite used Draco Meteor and countered Dialga's Draco Meteor. And then Ash said, "Dragonite used Hurricane to lure him down, and Charizard used Blast Burn." Dragonite used Hurricane and forced Dialga into the ground. And at that exact same time, Charizard used Blast Burn. It hit Dialga and Dialga got a critical hit. Meanwhile, Ash number 2 said, Lucario used Aura Sphere and Greninja used Card. And then Lucario used Aura Sphere and Greninja used Card. Palkia used Aura Sphere to counter Lucario's Aura Sphere and used Protect against Greninja's Card. After that, he released Protect and grabbed Greninja, and then Palkia used Iron Head on Greninja. Greninja fell far away from Palkia after getting hit by Iron Head. He took a massive damage. Seeing that, Ash number 2 thinks, "Damn, I can't breathlessly charge in." And then Ash number 2 said, "Lucario double team combining with Aura Sphere." After that, Lucario used a double team and each of them had an Aura Sphere in their hands. They were charging toward Palkia, but Palkia used Flamethrower on every one of them and they disappeared. After that, the real Lucario released Aura Sphere from a close distance, but Palkia used Protect against it. He released Protect and again grabbed Lucario. Then he used Iron Head on Lucario too. Lucario fell into a certain distance and took a massive damage. After that, Greninja and Lucario stood up and looked at Ash. And then Ash said, "Here we go, Greninja." After that, they resolved their souls and performed Bond Evolution. And in the next moment, Ash and Lucario resolved their aura into a same wavelength and performed Aura Evolution. Meanwhile, Dialga used Roar of Time on Dragonite. Dragonite couldn't react faster, so he was about to get hit by the Roar of Time. But Charizard pushed Dragonite and took the attack himself. Charizard couldn't withstand the attack and fainted. After that, Ash called back Charizard, and Charizard returned to his Pokeball. Then Ash looked at the Pokeball and said, I can understand the reasons of your action. Thanks for saving Dragonite, and leave this to us. And then Ash asked Pikachu, are you ready, buddy? Pikachu nodded on that. After that, Ash said with a smirk on his face, alright, let's wait for a perfect opportunity. Meanwhile, Dialga used extreme speed and closed the gap between him and Dragonite. And then Dialga was about to use Iron Head on Dragonite. Noticing that, Ash said, counter that with the Dragon Claw. And then Dragonite used Dragon Claw and stopped Dialga. After that, Dragonite used Hurricane and pushed Dialga to gain some distance. Dialga looked a little distracted, so Ash said, this is the perfect opportunity. Let's use our G move, buddy. After that, Ash and Pikachu performed the ritual and used 10,000 volt Thunderbolt. Noticing that, Dialga sensed danger and opened a portal in front of him. Dialga was about to dive into the portal, but Dragonite used Dragon Claw on him and after that grabbed Dialga. And then 10,000 volt Thunderbolt struck both of them, causing them to faint. All this time, Saina was tensed, but after seeing that, Saina felt a little bit comfortable. Meanwhile, Ash number 2 said, Lucario, use Aura Sphere. And Lucario started to spam Aura Sphere. That's why Palkia used Protect. After some time, Palkia released Protect and was about to attack, but Ash said, Greninja, do it! Use Water Shuriken. After that, Greninja instantly used a big Water Shuriken on Palkia. Palkia got hit by it because he can't use Protect while attacking, and Palkia took a lot of damage. And then Palkia used his signature move Special Run, but Greninja easily dodged that. After that, Palkia opened a portal in front of him and instantly entered the portal. In the next moment, Palkia appeared behind Lucario and used Psycho Cut on him. Lucario took a lot of damage from that. After that, Palkia returned to the portal and this time appeared in front of Greninja and used a Special Run. Greninja got hit by the Special Run and took a massive damage. After that, Palkia entered the portal again, but this time Ash number 2 focused on the battle. He released his aura along with Lucario's aura, and after some time Palkia appeared behind Greninja and was about to use Iron Head. But this time Ash number 2 sensed that and said, Greninja behind you, use Water Shuriken. After that, Greninja used a big Water Shuriken before Palkia could use Iron Head. Palkia dealt a lot of damage from that. Then he entered the portal again and this time appeared behind Lucario and was about to attack, but Ash saw that through Greninja. So Ash said, does it, Lucario? Lucario easily dodged that. After that, Palkia escaped to the portal again. So Ash said, perfect, and again said, pour all of your strength in this attack, guys. Greninja used Water Shuriken and Lucario used Aura Sphere behind you. Palkia appeared behind Lucario and sensed danger, so he instantly used Protect. Meanwhile, Lucario created a big Aura Sphere and Greninja created a big Water Shuriken. They both attacked Palkia with those. It struck Palkia's Protect and broke it. As a result, Palkia got hit by the Water Shuriken and Aura Sphere. He couldn't withstand the attacks and fainted. Everyone was relieved to see that. After that, Ash number 2 started to fade away. So Ash said, looks like your time is over. So let me explain everything. After that, Ash briefly explained everything without Sarena's and Gengar's incident and gave some stuff to him. Meanwhile, Ash number 2 returned Greninja and Lucario to their Pokeballs. In the last moment, Sarena told Ash, just be yourself when you return. After that, Ash completely faded away. And then Ash and Sarena looked at Cyrus. Cyrus still maintained his composure. And then Ash said, it's over, Cyrus. Your grand plan of creating another orb failed again. Cyrus didn't speak a single word. So Ash and Sarena both looked at each other. In the next scene, Ash's Alolan friends had already arrived at the battlefield. Seeing that, Sarena said, I'm glad that everyone is alright. But how did you end up here? Hearing that, Lily replied, I don't exactly remember anything. The last thing I remember is that I was with you guys and I was crying. But in the next moment I was here, restricted with some mechanisms. Lana, Mallow, Kyoe and Sophocles said the same thing as Lily. Meanwhile, Gladian said, I just remember flying on Dragonite's back. After that, everything is blank. And then Cyrus said, looks like everyone is here. It's perfect. Now let me demonstrate the power of this domain. After that, he used some gestures by his hands. And in the next moment, a lot of imaginary case appeared out of thin air and captured all of them, including their Pokemon. Everyone got shocked and panicked. Then Cyrus said, now witness the finale in your last moments of life. After that, a lot of Ultra-warmhole appeared in this domain. And then a lot of Ultra Beasts came through the Ultra-warmhole. The whole area was surrounded by 200 or 300 Ultra Beasts. Seeing that, everyone widened their eyes. Lily fell to her knees and said, impossible. What is this? While Sophocles said, we are dead for sure. No one can save us now. Lily, Lana and Kiawe lost their oars after realizing the situation they were in. And Serena said, if this is the end, then I am happy to be with all of you till the end. Meanwhile, Ash and Gladion were trying to break out of the cage, but it was of no use. So Ash said, damn it all. Nothing is working. What should I do? He was trying desperately to break through. Noticing that, Cyrus said, it's futile. Your destiny was sealed the moment you set foot in this domain. I will destroy this ugly world and create a new world. After that, Ash said, don't be ridiculous, and asked, why are you so determined to destroy this world? Can't you see every being of this world living their lives at fullest? They have dreams and they want to fulfill it. They struggle every day for a better life. Pokemon and humans are living peacefully. So why do you want to destroy such a delicate world? And then Cyrus said with a devilish look on his face, it is just for fun. After that, Ash shouted with a lot of anger, fun? Are you insane? Then Cyrus said while laughing, you can say whatever you want, but you will die a miserable death in the end. And then he was about to order the Ultra Beast to slaughter them all. But a large Ultra-wormhole appeared in the sky. Ultra Necrozma came out of the Ultra-wormhole. After that, Lunala and Solgaleo came out one by one. They were fighting each other when a move suddenly hits Cyrus before he could even react. So the cage disappeared for some moments. Ash instantly said, Greninja, quick, catch him! After that, Greninja instantly went to Cyrus and created a water vortex around him. Greninja spared his head so that he could breathe. Meanwhile, Ash looked around and thought, the Ultra Beasts aren't moving or trying to attack. What if Cyrus ordered them to attack? Then, will they attack? It's a possibility, so I have to be cautious. And then Ash told Greninja, quickly cover his mouth too, so that he can't speak. Greninja instantly covered Cyrus's mouth. Meanwhile, Solgaleo attacked Ultra Necrozma by using Sunsteel Strike, but Ultra Necrozma dodged that. And then Lunala used Moongaze Beam and Ultra Necrozma couldn't dodge it this time and got hit by it. It took a lot of damage. In the next scene, Ultra Necrozma used his signature move Photon Geyser. Meanwhile, Solgaleo used Sunsteel Strike and Lunala used Moongaze Beam. Both of the attack collapsed with Photon Geyser, creating a big smoke. And then Gladion said, I think it would be wise to provide energy to Ultra Necrozma so that he can revert back to normal like the last time. After that, Ash said, yes, you are right. We should at least try it. And then he told Solgaleo, let's do it. Come here, Solgaleo. Solgaleo came near to Ash and nodded. Meanwhile, Gladion called Lunala and said to everyone, he should also provide us backup. After that, Ash used Searing Sunrise Smash with Solgaleo. Gladion used Menacing Moonrace Maelstrom with Lunala. Lana used Oceanic Operator with her Primarina. Mallow used Bloom Doom with her Tusarina. Sophocles used Savage Spinout with his Vikavolt. And Kiawe used Inferno Overdrive with his Marowak. Every move struck Ultra Necrozma and in the next moment Ultra Necrozma reverted back to normal. And then Ash said, now that it's taken care of, let's see why Cyrus can control this entire domain. After that, he walked towards Cyrus and started to search him. After some moment, he noticed a weird glove on his hand. And there was a stone attached to the glove. Ash instantly removed the glove from Cyrus's hand and told Greninja, it seems like he wants to say something. Let him talk, Greninja. In the next scene, Cyrus angrily said, you little brat, give that back. It's not a toy for children. It took a lot of efforts to create it. Then Ash said with a smirk, I see. So it is important, huh? Tell me, what does it do? Then Cyrus asked, why should I tell you? Ash replied, if you don't, then I might destroy it. After that, Cyrus looked helpless and said, don't do it. And then Ash said, depends on you. If you answer my questions, then I won't destroy this. After that, Cyrus said, ask whatever you want then, but don't destroy it. And then Ash asked, what is this place and how did you summon all these Ultra Beasts? After that, Cyrus replied, this is a domain created by Dialga and Palkia. Do you remember last time I tried to create a new world? But it was incomplete because you and your friends interfered. It was half-baked and this domain is the result of it. That time I jumped into this incomplete world and found myself here in this domain. There was a stone captivated in here. I took that stone and attached it to my glove. And from that moment onward, I was able to control the whole domain as I wished. And then I modified it. After a couple of months, this domain expanded to a larger area and it was impossible to manage. I was wondering how to solve this problem and started to research this stone. And then I found out the process to control Dialga and Palkia. I summoned them here and made a contact with them by this stone.
I ordered them to separate this domain from those expanded areas. After that, Dialga and Palkia separated those areas. The area where you first landed after the Ultra-wormhole crossover is the separated area. I closed every path from this domain so that no one can enter it. But there was still the time-space portal in the endless void. I couldn't remove that path. The word Ultra-wormhole is my creation. They passed by and I researched more and found a path to connect with the real world. From that moment onward, I was able to gain access to the real world, but I could just teleport to Alola with the Ultra-wormhole gates. It was progressing as I planned, but I faced a problem in the near future. I found out a new species of Pokémon at those expanded areas. You call those Pokémon Ultra Beasts. The problem wasn't for the Ultra Beast. Rather, the problem was that they could also use Ultra-wormhole as they pleased. This time I couldn't find a way to control them, and they started to spawn in Alola more and more. As a result, the Alolan citizens started to research on the Ultra Beast and the Ultra-wormholes. So I was stuck in a place. I couldn't move as freely as I wanted to. One day I visited the Alola and met a certain man. He was researching on the Ultra-wormholes. He was very talented. He almost found the secrets of the Ultra-wormholes. So I captured him and brought him here. And since then we started to research on the Ultra Beast and finally found a way to control the Ultra Beast. And soon after I found a way to open portals all around the real world. So I was testing it by sending the Ultra Beast all around the world, and that is all. After that Ash said, so this is the root of all problems. And then he was about to destroy the stone, but he heard a voice in his head out of nowhere. So Ash got confused and stopped. The voice said, don't destroy the stone. If you destroy it, then I, Ultra Necrozma, and all the Ultra Beasts will perish from existence, and you will be trapped here forever. Then Ash murmured, Ultra Necrozma? After that, Ultra Necrozma said, yes, I am Ultra Necrozma. I am using telepathy to connect only with you. Then Ash said, it is too dangerous. If it goes to a wrong hand again, then with all those Ultra Beasts, anyone can destroy a region or two. After that, Ultra Necrozma said, you might be right. With all those power, that man isolated me in a different domain. It is thanks to you and the legendaries of Alola that I am here in my original state. So I will give you an offer for saving me. Then Ash asked, an offer? After that, Ultra Necrozma said, yes, you should be the one to keep that stone with you. You may summon us wherever and whenever you want, and we will provide you with our strength anytime. But don't destroy all of us. After that, Ash said, it's a huge responsibility. I don't think I can handle it. Then Ultra Necrozma said, you have to lead us from now on. There is no one better than you. I know you can use our power in a right way. After that, Ash said, if you insist, then I think I don't have any other choice but to take it. And then Ultra Necrozma said, thank you, Satoshi Ash Ketchum. Now order us to return to our place. After that, Ash raised his hand and said, all of you may leave now. After that, a lots of Ultra-wormhole appeared and all the Ultra Beasts left the place. And then Saina asked, what did you do? And why were you looking at Ultra Necrozma? After that, Ash replied, it's a long story. I will tell you later. Then Gladion asked, so what will you do with the stone? After that, Ash said, I will keep it to myself. Meanwhile, Lily asked desperately, Ash, did he mention about a man from Alola? Ash replied, yes, he did. After that, Lily said, so ask him what was his name or how did that man look alike. After that, Ash asked, you heard her, right, Cyrus? Cyrus replied, that man's name is Mon, and I kidnapped him from a place named Arthur Paradise. And then Lily desperately said, that's my father, and asked Cyrus, where is he? Cyrus replied, he's in the underground laboratory. After that, Lily said, we have to go there, Ash. Please take us. And then Ash used some gestures by his hands and opened a portal in front of him. Gladion and Lily were the first one to enter the portal, and then everyone followed them. In the next scene, Lily saw her dad and instantly ran toward him. She hugged Mon and said, Dad, it's me. After that, Mon asked, who are you and why are you calling me Dad? Then Lily maintained her composure and said, it's me, Lily, your daughter, and that is Gladion, your son. Lily pointed at Gladion, but Mon said, sorry, I don't know any of you. After hearing that, Lily and Gladion were shocked, while everyone seemed a little clueless, and the movie ends there. An announcement for the new watchers. This movie is connected with my main series Galar Academy. So there is a lots of things like when did Ash try to kill Serena or why does Ash behave like that in front of her. You won't understand it if you don't watch the series firsthand. So I recommend you to watch the main series. I will put the link in the description box so that you can watch it later on. And before you go, don't forget to like it. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Share this video with your Pokemon lover friends. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more if you want me to continue it. And that is all. Have a great day.